The fourth set will be played on Naro Station. Spawning in the bottom left-hand position as the red Protoss, playing for Woongjin Stars, his name is sOs. He got to the semifinals from this season of WCS Code S.
His opponent spawning as the blue Zerg, on the top right-hand position of Naro Station, playing for STX. His name is hyvaa. Currently has 1 kill, denied free from getting 3 kills for today.
Indeed. So, the chances of the big match, the preview for the Code S finals, I think in this position, it's going to be a bit harder. It would take Innovation coming out and then defeating sOs and another player, the Force, sulky out. So, I don't know, that's going to be kind of iffy, the make happen, I feel.
Yeah. And as a fan, we all want to see the matches happen, but for the teams, it's better to end the series before it gets the ace match. They want to have a convincing score against their opponent.
Yeah. I think like neither team actually wants to have the Innovation sulky match, but that will probably pop out for the ace match if things don't go Woongjin Stars' way over the next 2 games.
I mean, Woongjin Stars, if they have an answer against Innovation, they don't even have to send out sulky.
Yeah.
I mean, they might send out someone else as an ace card from Woongjin Stars. STX, they don't have any other ace card that they can use on this map.
Yeah, for STX, it's kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. They're going to have to send out Innovation next.
No matter what.
No matter what. And if sOs loses, then, you know, there's still 2 other cards that Woongjin Stars can play, and one of them will eventually be sulky. So they will have to eventually meet if Innovation can rack up some wins after this game. And sorry, guys, I mean, I don't want to sound like hyvaa's out, but sOs, I feel like he is the better player, and he is the favorite to win. hyvaa did show some pretty good ZVP last game, but sOs was watching, and I think he'll be prepared for any kind of weird timings that may come out from hyvaa.
Well, we'll see what happens, because he's been showing fantastic PvZ throughout the whole season. He was 7-2 in this matchup, just like sOs. But given the map, yes, sOs is a little bit more favored to win this particular match, but, you know, never know what's going to happen until we know for certain that someone typed GG.
hyvaa sending out 4 lanes. Actually, hyvaa, like, almost always makes 4 lanes, man. Like, I can't remember the last time he didn't go for 4 lanes.
He really doesn't want any proxy pylon around the map, and he wants to sneak in some Zerglings if there is a gap.
Yeah, definitely. Alright, well, so far, so good for both players. They're playing standard. Third hatchery going up for hyvaa here. Yep. Nothing else to report. Sorry, guys. Just everything going slickety-splick.
STX today, they are on 17 wins and 16 losses, so it means that if they lose, they will be tied with Samsung once again with wins and losses. They don't want that to happen. They want to make sure they secure the 4th place team in Pro League. And yes, GSL WCS Finals is important for Innovation, but it's important for the team to make sure they make it into playoffs.
Yeah. Alright, well, I like this. The Zerglings going to town on the rocks there by the 3rd base of sOs. And it's the destructible rocks, of course, prevent minions from passing by here, but if they get killed off, that's a pretty big choke right there to deal with.
And it's going to be harder for sOs to take the 3rd base, which is relatively easier to defend for Protoss players if they want to go for a fast expansion.
Yeah. It's funny, both players like slowly killing off destructible buildings right now because it's early on in the game and they're focusing almost entirely on their economies at this point. Alright, Stargate Tech on the way for sOs, following up here. He's getting a sentry as well. And we have gas going down for hyvaa now. Still a little... Okay, there we go. The gas timing looking pretty standard now. But the other game, it did look a little bit earlier than normal, but didn't end up actually like making any difference.
Just a tad bit early because of the double entrance that he could have abused in that game. He did abuse it later in the game when the Zerglings did sneak inside to the natural, killing some probes and also almost getting a pylon.
Yep. Alright, Warp Gate on the way as well. hyvaa grabbing a little bit more gas here.
Opening up with a Void Ray first this time around for sOs. I'm not surprised actually, because this map we saw from Deer from STX, I think it was, where he just opened up Tempest, and it just dominated everything on this particular map.
That's true. If he can get to that unit composition, I can see it working. The issue here for SOS is that it looks like he wants to take the third base north of his natural, but the Zerglings have already killed off the rocks there. And we have a robotics being built behind the Stargate as well.
So this time, he's going to have a harder time fortifying that third base position. There's a few Zerglings out. hyvaa is making a few additional Zerglings behind us, and the Voidray just going towards the left top position, trying to see if he can snipe some Overlords here and there.
Alright, it looks like the third base going down. The sentries do see that, oh, okay, my opponent decided to kill off the rocks here.
Immediately, 18 Zerglings out on the way.
I like this. This feels so hyvaa. He sees that his opponent's being really skimpy on his play. There's actually only one gateway out here, and there's only one Void Ray now, and actually canceling the support crawlers in his base because he knows the Void Rays are going to be used defensively, not offensively.
So now the 4 Zerglings are at the third base. It does get taken out, but there's more Zerglings waiting outside of the third base. He could go for a sneak.
Just finishes up as well. The Zergling's going to move in now, and that's a lot of Zerglings that SOS doesn't entirely have enough units to defend here, and may be forced to cancel this expansion.
He will be forced to cancel unless there's 10 force fields covering the Nexus right now.
Ooh, actually a big mistake from SOS there. He didn't cancel off that cannon. Not enough reaction from him. Yep, forcing the cancel there, and this is going to put SOS really far behind. I feel like he actually played a little bit too greedy here, and he's being punished. And I love that hyvaa isn't afraid to punish his opponent for doing this.
And also, he didn't check that the rocks were down before taking this expansion.
Yeah, that's another thing he didn't check for. He just assumed that, oh, it's fine.
And that's the reason why he's being punished right now. Behind this Hydra den is finished for hyvaa.
Yeah. Robotics on the way as well for SOS.
RoboBay.
Yeah, RoboBay. He's getting the another Voider out as well. Nice force field there. But the problem is this expansion is going to get canceled once again here.
There it goes. The Zerglings are eating away on the Nexus, and it gets canceled, which means that now 10 minutes into the game, SOS still does not have a third base starting. Behind this, 9 Hydras are out on the way. Against this, there's going to be 1 Colossus, but only 2 Void Rays, and not that many Gateway units.
I'm actually a little bit disappointed in SOS because, you know what? He knows that what he did was just way too risky, and his opponent would be able to punish him for that. Well, it looks like the Spire is going to get scattered there as well, but just, I don't know. It irks me that he did that.
It is disappointing, but he didn't have any other option. For example, if he tries to try to get too many gateways down, then he's going to be forced to go for a 2-base timing push, which is not going to work out well against a Zerg player at this point in the game. So the only option for him is to force the Nexus. He knows that it's not going to work out. He knows that the Zerglings are still out on the field, but he needs to make it work.
Well, he's paying for the consequences now because we have some Hydras on the field. The gateway is completed. We have 2 more Stargates on the way, and the Colossi is out here. No range yet. He could go to the high ground and utilize that here, but that Forge will end up being destroyed.
And now all hyvaa has to do is go around to the third base and then try to attack it, but I think the cannons are actually finished.
Yeah, they're finished
at this point.
And once again, hyvaa going for a pretty fast hive here against his opponent. He has the Spire as well to add into the army mix. He could go for a very large Munitech switch if he wanted to, but getting that hive leads me to believe that he's going to go for that Viper timing once again.
Yeah, he's going to hit the Vipers out, and he's going to hit a third base because he does have a nice number of Hydras, but attacking into the natural, into that small choke is suicidal. So it's better for hyvaa to just wait up, get up to 200, get some Corruptors out, and pretty much overpower his opponent.
Well, he knows he's delayed his opponent's third economy for a good amount of time, so those Corruptors are going to be a lot more useful than they normally would. And we still have the Hydras on the ground to help eat away at those at those air units.
So now it's a matter of how fast can hyvaa take out those Colossus that his opponent SOS has.
Yeah. All right, we have the +1 air and ground attack on the way for SOS. He's getting the Colossus range as well.
Well, here we go.
hyvaa's looking like he's in fantastic shape right now. Grabbing the 4th. His hive is about to complete here. He's pretty good supply-wise. We're going to need to see some good force fields from SOS here if hyvaa decides to engage, but I don't think he will without the Corruptors. Oh, well, never mind. Here he goes. Nexus Cannon goes down as well. And can we see some good force fields? Excellent force fields go down. And hyvaa making a big mistake here. He's just going to be throwing away all these units for free. And we have 4 Vipers on the way behind this. Interesting recall.
He did recall into the main base because of the Zerglings.
That
was inside the main base. This is a really nice shot by hyvaa, but losing all the Hydras for free, I don't think that was...
that was not worth it at all.
That was not worth it at all. I mean, yes, he did have some Zerglings. All he had to do is sneak him around and then pull the Hydras back as soon as possible, but he was just lingering around there, and that allowed the SOS to force field everything.
Look at that. The Vipers are spotted in addition to the Corruptors.
Instantly,
Templar Archives. That's exactly what SOS needs to do in this position. If he gets to the Templars with his army, the feedback, those area units, the Vipers specifically, then perfect, man. That's how he deals with this army composition. And hyvaa, you know, he was in a great position, but now...
It's iffy.
It's iffy, yeah. All of his cards are on the table, and SOS, all he has to do is just react properly to everything, and he should be okay.
Yeah, he has the unit composition that he wants right now, but he just lost too many Hydras. If he didn't actually get force fielded, he would have been maxed out right now. His opponent would have only 150, and yes, some of the Vipers will get feedback because of the High Templars, but the Corruptors can deal free damage on the Colossus right away. He could abduct the Colossus before getting feedback. And now the Hydras will do maximum damage against what SOS has. So before it was like almost guaranteed that hyvaa was going to win an engagement, but now we're not sure exactly what's going to happen.
And don't forget, the Storms also tear apart the Hydras as well. So it's just, there's going to be way too much DPS in this army for hyvaa to deal with at this point. He needs to start getting maybe some Swarm Hosts. He needs to just spread creep around the entire map. And he needs to kind of play War of Attrition and just slowly, you know, spine and spore up everywhere on the map possible. There we go. We have one Viper pull there, utilizing that high ground. Feedbacks go down, hit 2 of the Vipers, it looks like, or at least 1.
But hyvaa also needs to start trading away some of the Hydras because he is maxed out at this point.
Yeah.
He does have the 4 bases. He has enough economy to make the Hydras constantly, so it's better for him to trade away some army but not lose everything at the same time.
And Corruptor's moving and getting a few free shots. Vipers pull away one of the... What?
Colossus.
Did it just die?
Yeah.
I didn't even see any death animation there. It just disappeared, man.
Well, maybe it was mid-air when the Hydra sniped it.
That's possible.
That's possible.
That was weird. That's like the first bug I've seen in StarCraft since a Roach.
Well, physics.
Yeah.
Seems like SOS is slowly pushing out, and this is before the Spine Crawlers and the Spore Crawlers are up for hyvaa.
Indeed. And SOS, he's maxed now. He's good to go. Sending in some Zealots over to those other bases. hyvaa starting to spine up a lot more at this expansion, realizing the problem now, but the problem is, for hyvaa, there's enough Zealots there, I think, to deal with this. Not being microed to the most efficient manner, though. There's a few Zealots just chilling there on the low ground. Storm goes down, scaring away a lot of the Zerg units there. And the army composition for SOS is just starting to look really scary, and it's only going to get better over time. There we go. Those are those Swarm Hosts that I was talking about. That's just going to delay SOS, make it harder for him to push out here, but his army composition is still very, very Hydra-based.
And also, it's hard to deal against with Swarm Hosts if there's Spore Crawlers, if there's Spine Crawlers, along with the Zerg army, but hyvaa, he is getting to that end game composition, the ideal composition for the Zerg player, but he is not there just yet.
He's getting very close.
He's getting really close, and he needs to make sure his army, if he actually engages into SOS's army, he needs to make sure he has perfect angle.
All right, SOS deciding to move in here now. He's going to target down that Hydra Den. The High Templar on the low ground here being very cautious. They want to make sure they can get the feedbacks down. Feedbacks go down on 2 of the Vipers, but 2 abducts still end up happening there. Storm goes down, hits a lot of those units.
And
abduct on the probe.
Abducted right away. That was a missed micro, but of course in this scenario, it's hard to target fire what you want to abduct right away.
And so the Void Rays now hitting the Hydras from the side. Things are not looking so great for hyvaa now.
That's a lot of Zealots right now.
That's pretty much matching the Hydra count here. It's 20 Hydras to 29 Zealots. And they have charge as well, which makes them a lot better against those units. Additional expansion has been spotted here. SOS, he needs to start clearing up his opponent's economy now, because he has got a lot of resources, he's got a lot of units, and he needs to do something with them.
Yeah, so that's why he's going towards the 5 o'clock position, cleaning that out. He could go for the second expansion right away, but hyvaa saying not so fast. He's gonna try to trap some army from behind, not gonna work out, but it does scare away his opponent from killing the hatchery.
Yeah, that hatchery still is currently living. And upgrade-wise, we have Infestors on the way, the Infestor Energy upgrade. We have 2 Spires, because one of them is getting the +2 attack for the air, the other one getting the +1 armor. +1 armor on the ground as well, so Hive is really trying to focus on his upgrades right now. I think that's something that maybe he should have invested into a bit earlier in the game. SOS, he's got the army, man. Why isn't he pushing? That's the main concern here.
He's so scared to push out on the map. Like, he doesn't have that many Colossus, first of all. He only has 2 of them. He knows that the High Templars are out there, but he doesn't know if he should use it on the feedback or the storm. So he's just sending a few Zealots around the map, trying to snipe the hatchery as much as possible, but he also needs to take a 4th base for himself.
Nice job by SOS, killing off that additional base there. You're right, he does need to take a 4th base. I think he plans on doing that very soon here. Hatchery is going to go down in 2 locations now. If SOS can kill off that one to the right there, then I think he's got this game in the bag, but he has to kill off that last expansion.
SOS taking a 4th base for himself, knowing that if he just drags it on a little bit longer, he needs another base. If not, he is going to fall short in economy.
That's a 1 lucky Viper there.
Yeah.
All right, Zealots over here, they're going to get taken out pretty fast by these Hydras as well. And it's a little bit standoffish now. I feel like SOS, he could just attack and win whenever he wants to, but he's a bit afraid to engage his opponent right now.
And now it's a situation where Hyba has a lot of Corruptors. SOS with a 9 Void Rays and nice micro can still make something happen against 21 Void Rays, but it really depends on the micro, and it really depends on who wants to attack into their opponent's army first.
That's true as well. There's a few Swarm Hosts over here by the space. The Void Rays sniping down the expansion before moving back. There's also a good amount of Archons in this army now. Swarm Host may be able to kill off. Nope. No Swarm Host Locust killing off any of the High Templar there. Still 4 Templar on this army compared to 5 Vipers. Will we see the Abducts? Yes, Abducts on the High Templar this time around. 2 High Templar get picked off here. SOS is going to be forced to warp in more of those.
Yeah, and this actually forces SOS back because he doesn't have enough storms after some of the other units get taken out right away. So it's hard for SOS to actually engage into the main army before he gets more storms out for himself.
The biggest issue here for Hiva is that he doesn't have much mining resources right now. He's retaking that expansion that was sniped off earlier from the Void Rays, and he's also retaking the other one that was killed by the Zealots. But he needs to just continue delaying as much as he can. He's got a nice Spine Crawler wall, which is going to help him out.
Wait, he doesn't have the Spore Crawler wall.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. I see an Interceptor being produced right now. I think we missed a shot of a carrier in production. Could be a mistake. I remember reading in Hero's interview when he played against Roro in the Ace match.
I'm pretty sure that was a mistake.
No, it actually was a mistake, so maybe that's a mistake from SOS, or maybe he wants to get carriers and make a statement.
Well, we don't see any more carriers being added in. He is maxed out at this point, so we don't know if he's going to replenish with more carriers. I mean, carriers is not a bad addition against Zerg, but it's just better to get Void Rays.
Yeah, generally, overall. If you can get enough of the carriers out there, great. But
yeah,
you need to have, like, if you're going to go carriers, you need to put up a lot of Stargates.
Yeah, it's like watching a PvZ back in Brood War, PvT back in Brood War, where if you get out of 2 carriers, yes, it's good defensively, but it's not going to do anything when you attack out on the map.
SOS is continuing the Zealot harassment against his opponent. It's got to be so annoying to constantly have to deal with that. The Hatchery getting low on health, but it will survive to, I guess, be mined for another day. The army composition from SOS is very, very deadly right now.
Yeah, but SOS is also doing a nice job denying the hatchery and also fighting in a position where he wants to. He's not getting caught out of position at all throughout the whole game.
Certainly not. I would love to see maybe a Warp Prism with his army or something so he can warp in during mid-fight. He's moving in towards that 3rd, and Hiva just going to let it go here. Up to 10 Swarm Hosts right now, but
it's almost mine now, so he says, well, it's not worth it for me to risk going down and saving the hatchery right away. So he's just going to mine from that position right there, almost getting taken out once again because of the Zealots.
Yeah. Oh, Fungal going down. Not hitting a lot of units there, just the Observer and an Archon.
Now, as both players, they're in a situation where SOS wants to fight in a small choke, but it's kind of hard for him to actually engage into the main army.
Here we go. Hiva out of position. Storm's going down. We have a few abducts, but abducting the carrier there, but will it even be enough? Excellent Storms are going down on the main army here, and the ground army is just going to evaporate here. The Corruptor's doing a lot of damage. There's no Storms to deal with them, but the Void Rays charged up. The Archon splash from below. Will it be enough? It looks like
hyvaa is going to hold at this point because the Archons are getting out one by one. There's only 2 Void Rays, 1 Void Ray, and that's going to get taken out. The Colossus, goodbye, says the Corruptors, and there's only High Templars left out on the field.
So hyvaa dealing pretty well with this, but SOS is still ahead in supply right now, and hyvaa is running low on resources.
He is, but look at the minerals and the gas right now. SOS doesn't have that much gas to remake the Colossus and the Void Ray at this point. So hyvaa really needs to abuse his timing, but also needs to be careful against a huge Zealot Warpin.
Yeah, he's got to be wary of the Zealots there. Just trying to be as cost efficient as possible. We have the +3 attack and +2 shields on the way for our Protoss player. More Infestors being built by hyvaa. He's got a lot of gas. He is starved on minerals, though. And you can clearly see that here. So the only way I feel hyvaa can actually win here is to do exactly what he's doing, which is trying to utilize those units that can build free units. And Infestors and these Swarm Hosts.
And Fungals are great against the Zealot, so if he can get a nice Fungal on the Zealot, then he could just go for a counter attack and win the game. But it's really hard for him to do so because if he wants to push out, he needs to slowly push up because he needs to burrow on burrow, repeat that so many times if he wants to attack into the 5 o'clock position with the Swarm Host.
The 6 High Templar here are going to be the biggest concern for hyvaa. If he can maybe use some of the Vipers to drive him away, which he doesn't have any Vipers left. If he can get them out of position, that would help him out greatly.
Yeah, and now hyvaa, he needs to take another expansion really soon. He needs to take one at the 5 o'clock or the left top position right away. I mean, he really needs to do it, but it's kind of hard to do so because he's trying to replenish his main army right away while also... And you can't just get a hatchery while making units at the same time.
All right, Storm's going down on those Swarm Hosts and Locusts there, and they're going to be able to do a lot of damage here, and feedback goes down on one of the Infestors. Looks like hyvaa... Oh, it's so close between these two players.
The Locusts, once they come out, they can take out the Archons one by one. hyvaa's doing a nice job killing all those Void Rays and Colossus once again. But this hurts hyvaa a little bit more than Free because remember, Free, he is losing the units, but he is mining from 2 extra new bases. While hyvaa, he's just getting a 5th base up in the left top position, 11 o'clock position.
Swarm Hosts and Corruptors are barely keeping hyvaa alive.
Yes.
SOS with a huge supply advantage now, 144 to 92. Looks like he can take another base as well if he wants. And
the problem is, once hyvaa wins an engagement, he can't go for a counterattack because, yes, he does have the free units, but the mobility is really low for hyvaa at this point.
Locust going to be annoying here. I mean, SOS could just peel those off, though. Okay, they're dead. They die anyway.
They die anyways if you just buy enough time.
6 Infestors on the way here for hyvaa. SOS going to be securing another expansion momentarily here. And another Storm Host on the way as well for hyvaa. More Void Rays being built from SOS's side, though.
The Turtle Zerg style is really strong, especially with Swarm Hosts, Infestors, the Vipers, and the Spore Crawlers, but that's also on the foundation of having enough economy throughout the whole map.
Yeah, right now,
hyvaa doesn't have it.
He's retaking a cancel on that expansion there. Not the big steal, just annoying at most. We do have hyvaa making another expansion in the top left now. And SOS, you know, he's got up to 179 supply to the 112 from hyvaa. I think it's time for him to attack soon.
He is going to attack soon, but that's a lot of Zealots in this army.
All right, moving forward there, we're going to see some good feedbacks and Storms here.
The Fungal on the Zealots.
Nice Fungals going down, hitting the majority of that army, but the Storms are good as well, doing a lot of damage. Feedbacks go down as well.
And this time, there's no Corruptors.
No Corruptors this time around. I think this time, SOS, he's going to push through and take out hyvaa here.
The Void Rays are just going to be enough to take out the Swarm Hosts one by one, and this time, because there are no Corruptors, he can't actually win this engagement. Once the Observer comes, then the Void Rays can take out those Swarm Hosts easily, and now SOS can just ignore the Swarm Hosts, go for a counterattack, and win the game.
He's got an Observer, but he doesn't even care about it, man. All right, there we go.
No, still not yet.
No. Oh, yeah, SOS is just messing with his opponent.
There we go. The Observer moving around. The Zealot going towards the 11 o'clock position, and now hyvaa doesn't have any answer against SOS.
No, he doesn't. Out of resources, trying to do Ling run bys, but that doesn't even matter at this point. SOS still has another mining base, another 2 mining bases that he can be comfy with. And moving in now to take out the last actual mining base for hyvaa. I think this is pretty much going to be it.
Yeah, he's just going to attack into it. Yes, there is a fungal, but that's only one infestor. GG!
SOS taking out hyvaa on Naro Station, but I have to admit, man, hyvaa put up a pretty good fight, and SOS didn't look as strong as I expected him to.
The unit composition was there. hyvaa was forcing SOS into fight into such unfavorable positions, and he did have the number of corruptors to take out the Void Race and the Colossi, but the biggest problem is he did not have a 5th base.
Yeah.
So now there was a situation where he had a high amount of gas but no minerals to make any units.
Yeah, you know what? I would have even loved to see a few Broodlords in that army composition as well, because there were no Tempest to deal with them. Alright guys, score 3-1. Woongjin starts in the lead. Who will SOS's next potential victim be? We will find out after this commercial break.